Hello, folks. I may be looking wet-haired right now, and that's because I just took a shower. And no, I didn't get a haircut. I just have it tucked behind my ears. So this is all drying out. I just played, was it the first day for Path of Exile 2? And now I'm going to say, well, honestly, if you want my opinion on the gameplay so far, I love it. I love the gameplay so much. But I'm gonna start this video before I get to the positives. I just want to say one thing. Obviously, since this is like day one and they weren't expecting this many players, there was, and there probably will be, a lot of there was a lot of uh server issues on the first day because they didn't expect this many people. I've seen a lot of people complaining about that, which granted I was definitely sad about that too, and I had to wait. I waited about 2 hours to get in. Now it's like you get in basically immediately, at least for me. So I know this it'll just get better in probably like 2 or so days. Like 2 or so days will probably be completely perfected since they are very clear with their audience and very open with them. So I just want to get that out of the way. Um, but yeah, no, I played about like 3-ish hours straight, and I have been playing a warrior. I love it so far. I'm really liking it. I think it's great. Now, personally, I'm just gonna say I think y'all should wait. Y'all should wait. Like, I think it's an incredible game, but as all things, like I've seen a lot of people disappointed, like in reviews right now, because they're like, "Oh, this game has a lot of issues. It doesn't feel like it's a full release." That's because it's early access, which obviously some things wouldn't excuse that, but like this is a definitely very complete game. Like it very much warrants an early access to where obviously with server side and but the early access right now, I think it's in a I think the gameplay itself is in incredible state right now. I really like it. Obviously, the server side needs a lot of work, and obviously there needs to be a lot of balances, a lot of seeing what to do, what to change, and that's exactly why it's early access right now. They're just having a lot of play testers. I've just seen a lot of a misconception, definitely, or at least what I think is a misconception, where people are just kind of going into this game expecting it to be completely perfect at when it's in kind of a not a limited access thing, but you kind of have to you have to I don't know exactly how I'd explain it. You have to pay to access. It's basically like a beta thing, pretty much, where you'd have to pay to actually be able to properly play test it, and but the full release itself is going to be completely free. Obviously, I that's why I'm suggesting y'all should definitely wait until it fully releases and probably probably June to maybe November of next year or so, because I think a lot of people will be disappointed if you're just paying $30 and then you're just expecting like a perfect, obviously, and I don't think they're wrong. You're wrong to, but I don't think you're wrong to expect obviously a great product for $30. But the thing is, if you see early access and $30 attached to it, just don't buy it. Let other people play test it. That's what I think. Don't go into an early access thing expecting it to really be a full like fledged thing. It should definitely be. I think there's limits. I think there's personal limits. Obviously, if a game's so broken and bad that you can't even play it, then yeah, that's sad. But like this is not an example of that. I'm just saying it's been definitely something that's been kind of grinding my gears. No pun intended. Um, but I think genuinely the game's started off quite great. I really like it. I really am just. I think the gameplay, bar none, I think I enjoy better than the first game. I love Path of Exile 1, but I just didn't like how uninvolved a lot of the combat felt because a lot of it just kind of felt like you were just kind of pressing a button and you do like a million damage and then everything's just dead around you. This one like maybe for the other characters it's different, but like for the warrior, I have to like dodge. I have to like dodge around, watch out with because I don't want to get cornered because you can't just roll through. Like you have a dodge roll, but you can't just like basically do like a full roll through like multiple enemies. So you have to like use. So I have to like preemptively if I see I'm getting cornered, like use earthquake, so that when the shockwave goes out, it'll start stunning people. Sorry, like it's like stuff like that. I've actually been really enjoying that because like even for basic mini bosses or just basic enemies, I have to like actually like I've actually had to like actually think about how I'm gonna approach things. I have to I have to use my moves carefully because they have as a warrior I'm using like a two-handed branch. Ah! But no I'm using it and in my so my moves are slower They have a bit of a startup, like a bit of risk. Thankfully, you can cancel your moves into a roll, so it's pretty forgiving in that aspect. But it's definitely something where I actually have to like think about how I'm gonna play, and I really enjoy it because your character's not like a super speedster like Diablo 3 or Path of Exile 1, and you actually have to like dodge enemies. You have to like beware because a lot of enemies, even simple interactions can cause you to have to use a bunch of heals. Which, by the way, you only have one potion on one. You only have access to one health potion and one mana potion. Obviously, you get an upgraded version, but unlike Path of Exile 1 and the other Diablo games where you get like I don't know, freaking butt ton of heals and stuff like that you can put in slots. This one just has two slots, one for healing, one for mana, which I like personally because now it's actually made the game hard instead of just something where I breeze through 90% of the game. This is the first time in any Diablo type game, which honestly I'd say this is just better Diablo at this point because Diablo 4 sucks. Um, I really think that it's definitely the hardest iteration of an ARPG I've played. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm a skill issue, a walking, breathing skill issue. But I think genuinely, game's actually quite hard, and I like it. I like it like that. The skill gem system's been changed quite a bit. It's like instead of being like a colored thing where you used to have to like find like linked gems, like linked gems on your like clothing or weapons. You would have to like match like a skill gem with like a specific color of a thing, and then to have like a supporting gem, you'd have to have like a matching color fused, or not matching color fused, just a fused gem. And I liked this system in the first game, but I'm glad they changed it because I think with this, it's going to be a lot more appealing and a lot easier to have with you know, I think this game. I don't know if it was intentional, but I think this game really seems like it's a lot more uh it still has a lot of their complex stuff, but they seem to be more centered towards keeping it at a level to where people it's not overtly complicated like the first game where you have to look up wikis every 2 seconds. This one I've been able to like go through and I don't have to like consult the grand master of the thing just to understand how to use skill gems because now skill gems are just it's a separate slot where you get to put that in and then eventually replace it later, which they actually have skill gems for basically every specific weapon. I don't know if they're going to be doing it for shields, but from what I see, some are still in development, so we don't have like axes and all that stuff yet until they get added. But I think right now, it's in a pretty good, like a pretty like promising place. Like I genuinely like this system. I've been messing with it like 3 hours or so. It's not like the first. It's definitely very different from the first game. I don't quite know if there's going to be the stuff like in the first game where you'll get like the shoot like the little six shock balls that bounce around. Like I don't know if you'd have that or like the whirlwind or if it's like class specific. I haven't tried any other classes. I might do that when I do couch co-op, which might be pretty fun with the boys. um, I genuinely I think this game has a lot of promise. I really like I said the only real drawback I see right now is that in obviously in early access you do really need to worry about the servers. Servers are very broken right now because they haven't had a chance to test it with this many players. So it's like I said, I recommend this game. Like, would I pay for $30 to play for this now? Well, I did, and I don't really regret it because, well, at the very least, I put more time into this than I have with $60 purchases I've done in the past. Diablo 4, you suck. Diablo 4, you're trash. Just had to get that out of the way because, man, Diablo 4 is garbage. Yeah, but yeah. I've enjoyed. I'm definitely going to be enjoying my purchase to play it early. That I could have just waited, obviously 6 months, like I said, to play for free, which I recommend you all should do. I recommend y'all wait 6 months. Y'all wait like 6 months until it's fully officially just in release, so that you can play for free. I'm just saying. Don't if unless you want to play it early and give feedback to the creators, to for changes. Don't buy the game and disappoint yourself expecting everything be flawless and just completely fine, because it's not. There's going to be issues. There's going to be a lot of issues. Like one I've seen is that in groups and parties, sometimes like there will be a thing where the game will like you'll get disconnected from the entire the server because so many people are going. Your party's going into one new area at once. Obviously, they're definitely going to fix that. But like I said, don't buy this unless you're going into it expecting to be a bug reporter, an active bug reporter. It's kind of that's where my stance is. Obviously, I think it's fair to give criticism to this game. I think it's very fair to give criticism to any game, and I really am gonna be, really I really want to be as clear as I can. I think this game right now has probably the most potential out of any game I've played in the past many years. Like this is one game I'm actually excited for. I haven't been excited for a single game in 2024, and that's the truth. Actually, let me look. What's a game I've been looking forward to 2024? Oh, Dragon's Dogma 2. Oh, that game sucks because Capcom is a shitty company. Let's see. What else did I hope for? Well, I mean, I know Black Myth Wukong is a pretty loved game. I haven't played that. But personally, I'm kind of out of it with Souls games. I love Souls games. I love Elden Ring. I love Dark Souls 1. I love Dark Souls 2. I love Dark Souls 3, and etc. I even played Sekiro. I love that. Um, really, there's been no other games in the past long time that I really wanted to get into and love. Like, I really think that this is one game where the promise is there, and the promise is there, and right now, obviously, I can already see and play with what I like. But I don't know. I just feel like I'm glad that finally, for once, a game's released where I'm not just utterly disappointed and feeling like I wasted everything. Which it's just been a big feeling I've had for so long with gaming, where I buy something and I really want it to be good, but then I just get into it and then I just find that it's boring. It's uninspired. It doesn't do anything new with itself. Like sequels for games, Dragon's Dogma 2, it could have been a great game. It could have been one of my favorite games of all time. Dragon's Dogma 1 sure was, but they just lazied out. They just lazied out and just decided to release a bare minimum piece of shit. But I don't know. It's just I'm glad to finally have something where I'm actually excited. I'm actually playing it, and I'm excited while playing it. I, I'm I'm envisioning now just where the game could be, and it's not happened in so long. It's not happened to a single video game I've had in so long. Elden Ring was definitely the last main one that I had where I truly felt. Baldur's Gate 3 as well, but I haven't played much Baldur's Gate 3 since I'll be honest with you, I like the game a lot, but I'm shit at turn-based role play. Like anytime I play that game, even on easy mode, I just die. And because I'm not a strategist, like I just go into it, I don't know what to do, and I just die because some guy hits like a seven. Like I do some in-game action where I don't want to betray and be evil, but then I just like it's like a temple, but then doing that will just cause me to do like an unwinnable fight where like my team just instantly dies. I love Baldur. I think Baldur's Gate 3 is deserved of all this praise, but it's just that game's like I'm shit at the game. I'm not smart enough to play that. But I don't know. It's definitely the first time in a long time I'm really excited. I'm genuinely so excited. I think y'all should be too when and like I said, when it's free to play, go get it. Go at it. I another thing I've seen before I go, I just want to say, I mean, I know YouTube rage baiters are big, but like, dude, I was watching like live streams of this, dude. I don't get the whole thing with calling this game a mobile game. It's like, I don't know. There's like, dude, like, I mean, it's just like, oh, it's a top down. Obviously, it has to be a mobile game. It's like, buddy. So what? I mean, granted, Terraria is a mobile. It does have mobile game, like a mobile game, but it's much different than the friggin' base game. Like, I don't know. It's like I feel like that's just disrespectful. It's like I hate rage baiters. By the way, I think rage baiters should definitely just go get a life. I think YouTube rage baiters and internet rage baiters actually are some of the most sad individuals ever because they just like I don't know. I don't get. I would never get like the YouTube like internet anonymity has made people just think that they're just the coolest person on earth. I don't know, but yeah, I I'm not gonna continue on, but I'm just saying like I just love the game. I think y'all should definitely check it out when it fully releases. I'm not sponsored by the way because I can't be sponsored because I'm too small and stupid. But yeah. See y'all. And I'm definitely looking forward to the future and I'm gonna be playing more. See ya.